having family or marital problems? Is a burden too heavy for you and you need somebody to talk to? Well, tune in to Prime Television every Saturday at 10 hours for Kuseniseni Distress Corner. You can make a date with our able panel to help you ease those burdens every Saturday at 10 hours. To share your problems and situations, you can call us on 211-239979 or 0955-871308. Or better still, you can text us on 3200. You text PTV, you leave a space, KDC, another space, you type your message and send that to 3200. That is only for Zamtel lines only. Kuseniseni Distress Corner every Saturday at 10 hours on Prime Television.
A very warm morning and welcome to this week's edition of Kuseniseni Distress Corner. It's another Saturday, the 12th of July 2014, and of course it's great to know that you can actually make time to be with us. You're watching Prime Television and this program comes to you every Saturdays this time around, and today we actually thought that we would accommodate more of your calls. So for those of you that have all those questions that you'd like to ask and tackled on this program, you are very free to actually begin to call in the next 10 minutes or so on 0211-239979. That is 0211-239979. And of course, I'm glad as always to welcome back to the studio Sergeant Shilisha. Sergeant, how are you? And welcome back.
Thank you very much and good morning.
Good morning. And how was your week and how was work?
Tiresome.
Okay, as always. And of course, we're very grateful that you can actually still make it and come to the studio. Now, like I said, Sergeant, today I thought we'd actually look at some of the questions that are asked at times because we never get to answer them as a result of maybe we are dealing with a different topic. And I remembered some of them that I really just thought we'd start with, even as other callers will probably be calling in later to continue to ask. And one of them, I think it must have been about 2 or a week ago, somebody asked a question about phones. You know, his complaint was really based on his wife checking his phone and always finding faults in it. So really, we might as well start from that point to say, is it okay for people or partners that are in a habit of actually checking up on phones and finding faults either with the call log, the missed calls, the SMSs that are in there, the names that are saved, and we have all sorts of problems that come as a result of phones. So is it wrong for somebody to feel the need to check their partner's phone if maybe they suspect that something is wrong, and as a result all these things that come about from phones?
Well, to begin with, I would say that it's not just phones, but it's every gadget that has come into play today. The iPads, the computers and everything. It's, what can I say? It's actually creating a problem, so to speak, because it basically, one, hides a lot of things, and two, it discloses a lot of things. So what I can say is that in any foundation, in any relationship, there is a foundation where it is based. There are some people that don't have nothing to do with whatever phone somebody has. That is their relationship. That is their understanding. In the other content, you find the other person wants to know everything that is about that person. They want to know the PIN number. They want to know who they spoke to. They want to know all these kind of things. Now, there are two things that you need to look at. One, is it you that created the suspicion? What I mean is this. For instance, if my phone would have at one time or the other created a problem in my relationship, then that person will be suspicious to want to know anything they can find out using that phone. Why? Because parifia chitike with that phone. So you may find it is actually my problem that I created that problem, that person now they become insecure to a point that they just want to know who were you talking to, who phoned you here, who SMS'd you there. Okay, that is one. The second part is that there are just some people that are just naturally inquisitive. Naturally. Even, I don't know how I can describe it, but they're just naturally inquisitive. They want to know everything. They want to know who you spoke to at work. They want to know who you dealt with. Even when you say, they're just people that are just naturally like that, to a point that you can't tame them. You can't change them. That is just the way they are. So to them, if you say, no, you can't touch my phone, then it's a question of, why shouldn't I touch your phone? What are you hiding? What shouldn't I see? So at the end of the day, those are the wrangles that come about. But what I can say is that, in a nutshell, what I can briefly, or what I can simply say, is that it depends on those people's, how that relationship is built. Because if I say, don't touch somebody's phone, they will call me and say, why shouldn't I? If I say, touch their phones, someone will call me and say, a phone is a private thing. Why should he? Why should she? So basically, it just depends on the two individuals. How you understand each other, that's one. How much you trust each other, that's two. How open you are to each other, that's three. Then four, what is the basis of your relationship? If there are not so many secrets in your relationship to a point that you know each other very well, there's nothing that you have got to hide. So your friend has nothing to suspect. But if there are too many things that you hide around, you push under the carpet and this and that, when they find an opportunity, they want to find out what this is, who is this, and all that. So basically, be open to each other, be free with each other. I mean, in a relationship, in a husband and wife relationship, or boyfriend and girlfriend, or whatever relationship, the best foundation of a relationship is trust, openness. The Bible talks about nakedness, that Adam and Eve were naked in the presence of God. The nakedness that we describe today, when we relate to that biblical content, is that there should be an openness, a transparency, to a point that there is nothing that your spouse should not know about you. So that is basically what I can say. I can't tell them not to, I can't tell them to, but it depends on the two people.
And obviously, I was going to ask this question to say, do you think sometimes it becomes like an addiction? Because I know people that have said some people are just addicted to it, because even when there's nothing to make them suspicious, they are just there. Because how do you find suspicion in the number or the frequency in which somebody calls? Or how do you find suspicion in just a number being there? Because sometimes people will just say, I found this number without a name in my husband's phone, in the call log, and they feel the need to call. Do you actually think that's a suspicion? Because, I have this phone that I normally use on my program, and on various occasions I've had funny calls, but obviously I understand, so I just laugh it off. You get people call you and ask you, I found this phone in my number, or rather this number in my phone. So my answer usually is that, okay, how am I supposed to know how my number got in your phone? Because physically you are the one who should know better. So I don't know, if it's not a number that you remember, maybe delete it. You just get those funny calls. So sometimes it makes me wonder, because I guess, okay, that usually applies to women, unfortunately. Would you call it an addiction, where you feel the need to, you just find the number without a name, and then you want to call? What would you probably say to people that usually do that? Is that good for them to always feel the need to do that?
There is a level of insecurity in them. There's a level of insecurity to begin with. Then when you speak of an addiction, like for instance, me being a police officer, even when I get in a bus, I like sitting either in front or at the back. If I sit at the back, anyone that is coming in, I check them. Of what can they be talking about? Or that when I just don't want to get too involved in what people are doing, I sit in front. Even if there is a bus that is loading, I would rather wait for that one, because I don't want to know. But as long as I'm in the back, everybody around me is a suspect. Everybody. Because I don't know who they are, I don't know who they are talking to, I don't know who they relate with, so I don't know what they are planning. So basically there are people that are just have that insecurity in them, that to them everything is suspicious. Even when you get in a vehicle that they don't know, there's just that insecurity. So yes, there are some people that are like that, but then it gets out of your way to become an addiction, as you have said. It becomes your way of life, of just being suspicious of everything. Ebadaba kuba timbo maisasa ngati atumina na abapongoshi. Taishwa tubali chinja namba. Dili atumafye, aumvavye mwana kashare yasuka ndiwe ndani. Why wanzokamba na muna banga? No mvera nini mvere vichani. Mumafuna chani ndiwe ndani. By the time she comes to realize Mapongo Shalera Ndanangwe, she has already said too much. Or he has already said too much. So there is that insecurity. Now, what I will come to say is this, Manga. When you look at on the biblical concept, the Bible says, by worrying you would not add one hair to your head. By worrying. Then the same Bible comes to tell us in Matthew 7 to say, if the birds of the air and which do not cultivate, which do not sow clothes, are well looked after by God, how much more are you important in the hands of God? What I want to say to certain people is that reduce your insecurity by trusting and believing in people. Remove it by believing wherever he goes or wherever she goes, they are in capable hands. If you are going to be too suspicious, and you actually die of frustration and depression that is not even worthy. What I mean is that you are going to find someone is just basically talking to someone, like maybe we do counseling, okay? I'll be counseling somebody. And because of the suspicion, say, of my wife, you find at the end of the day, Bambo Kulai Shama question, why are you taking so long? And you know how when it comes to counseling, sometimes you may take even 10-15 minutes.
Maybe let's just try and squeeze in a call there. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good morning. You're through to the program.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Mubanga.
Hello.
How are you today?
Very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm okay. Bachireshe wabukashani.
Mkwaya mwashibuke eno atimati.
Mkwaya. Bachireshe, I think you are spot on. You are spot on, and please keep it up. I like the way you are coming out on the issues of phone. Because some people are addictive. They are inquisitive, sometimes for nothing. And this is what killed the rat. Vokonda kuona wana. Some women even go to the extent of kusecha mawallet ya husband. Wando samba, you come back, you find your wife asecha mawallet. Manje, chamana funanjani. You see, these gadgets we are using today, Muwanga, and the Sergeant Chireche there,
yes,
they are a new thing. They were not there maybe 12, 13 years ago. They are not there. We didn't have phones. But tell me, cheating, was it there? Yes, it was there. People were cheating like no man's business. So how should someone come today and say phones have maybe increased the immorality? Me, I don't see it. So for me, it's the issues of high levels of ignorance. People don't have the knowledge. People don't understand issues. It's the ignorance of its highest levels. Because why should you, maybe as a wife, go in my phone? To do what? I bought you a phone. I bought myself a phone. And that phone is personal to use. How I serve people in my phone, it's me who knows how I've served Chireche in my phone. I may not have served the Chireche as Chireche in my phone. I would have maybe served the Chireche maybe as a Drogba. I've maybe served the Chireche in my phone as Messi. Now, if my wife came and say, Nangayu Messi ni nude, ni ndani, You see, it will create a lot of problems. So for us to stay away from such problems, let's stay away from our husband's phone. Equally, let's stay away from our wife's phone. Because tizafatira na BP palidde mulandu. These are things even okuzamti okujamasa. I'm glad we register our SIM cards today. When I want to register my SIM card, it was me who went there with my NRC. I didn't carry with me my NRC of my wife. No, I went alone with my NRC and register. Even at Zicta there, what is in their database is my personal details, not my wife's details. No. So why should my wife come in and start questioning? No, nanga phone, nanga message, who was calling you, nanga mwadiachani paranchi, mwenda kuti paranchi, who was calling you? It doesn't work out. So we are just bringing problems in manyumbas, my tentileke msango yo secha mafoni. It's not going to work because tizaze kache ma BP, tizaze kache ma tenda, tizaziba kwa many azachokera. So phones are personal. They are meant to be used for person. If you want to be checking your phone and who is calling, you install a landline in munyumba mwan. So that it's free for all. It's changanya. Anyone can call. Oh, may I talk to Mumanga? Oh, may I talk to Chireshe? Then, oh, honey, there's a phone for you. You install a landline. Otherwise, if it's a mobile phone, I can answer it anywhere. Even in the toilet, I can answer that phone. That's how personalized these issues are. Let me close my mouth, Mumanga. I'm not a person who likes talking too much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Timothy there from Kabwata. Now, of course, remember that today we're really just focusing on general issues and those questions that you get to ask, but we don't get a chance to actually deal with them. And this one we've started with was a question that a brother asked to say he's got some problems with the wife. So if you have various different other problems that you think you would like to ask questions on, you are very free to call on 0211239979. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Morning, Wanga. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you? Your name, please?
Fine. This is Onesmus calling from McKinney.
Okay, just kindly speak up and go ahead.
Onesmus calling from McKinney.
Okay.
Yes, Sergeant. Morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I appreciate your counseling. I can call it your counseling.
We thank God.
Sure. This has really brought a lot of problems in people's homes. Much where two people are concerned, the couples. It's like these cell phones. For sure, there is that misinterpretation of saying no, it has brought problems in people's marriages, of which it's not true. What has brought problems in people's marriage is the attitude that we people have. At times, I wonder why you are walking on your way, maybe you're just taking a walk. Then you find that you are in Zivanyamuka, you know, inside flies.
Yes.
Banyamuka, Banyamuka. Then you are busy now wanting to see where those flies are coming. When you know to say flies, they don't come from a good thing. Definitely there must be a rotten thing, or maybe some feces there. But you want to see what is there. Then when you see again, you start spitting now. Why are you even spitting that saliva when you wanted to see what was there? So it is the same. Why trying to sit in someone's phone and then you wapezamo messages wamba kukalipa when you knew to say nizakala na pipi nikangana mfonyo? So sometimes hii sevantu ndise chima chito sakira choipa wachisakira, then you bring it in yourself. So some people are unnecessary to people, and some jealous, they don't even make any sense. Moreover, I can only support those who can say, no, maybe those calls which comes on an awkward hour, like maybe after 22 hours, someone just calls the lady, no, hi dear, no, I just wanted to say hi. When you are with your madam, it irritates anyway. If you're losing an appetite, whatever you can be wanting to. So some of these things, the jealous that we people has, it's not necessary. Please keep it up and continue with the program.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And like I said, of course, you can still call in, not necessarily on the issue of phones. That is just the major one that we really had. But if you have any other question that you'd like to ask, today we thought we'd give you time to ask those questions that we never have time for. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning, affect the program, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Hello?
I'm not getting you.
Yes, we are getting you. Go ahead.
Okay. Morning, Akagun.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I think I'm not that way sana kanseri ni matu yumfa. Nomba twalipo sana. Because that's when you are under Bible. When two people come together, when a man and a wife come together, they become one flesh. So there is nothing hiding. Because phone ya madam e phone ya. Phone ya ndi phone ya madam. Mama ngapali chimoto ndefo kuipusha. Kuti naipusha ngana mona maybe ama numbers ya mbishi yeshiwe. Kule namu ipusha omunandi. Ndiye number ya bana. Because na ina fule alondolo la bwino. Oh, hii number ya bachipe. Awe nibachipe. Wewe timu njipushe na tu. Isho fo mwachiralanda. But nala ipusha. Ndaba ni banani abatuma. Abani bana naye nakuti afile anjipusha. Ndaba ni banani? Abani banani? Because today ifishira ati awe because abani bandifeneka which means pali chimo echo monefisa because katilo kuba openness because ngapala openness then if into face kala enda with. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And of course, Sergeant, probably just wrapping it up on the phones. I know we can actually spend more time on that. But like I said, today, really, we want to deal with as many things as we can and accommodate those of you that have those questions that you want to, personal situations that you're having questions on and you want to ask. You are free to call on 021122399979. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning. Hello?
How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Your name and where you're calling us from. Okay, we seem to have lost that caller. But of course, like I said, if you have any other questions on your personal issues that you may have, we just started with the issue of phones because it was a topic that was left hanging, or it was a question that was left hanging from a previous caller sometime. But you can simply call us on 0211239979. Hello, good morning. Hello? 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 Okay, I think maybe Sergeant, we can actually probably wrap up on phones. Who gets more harmed or who gets the most injured? The person that is actually checking and whatnot, and maybe just how to control or try to just limit or just probably stop it altogether if it's possible for those people that usually find themselves having issues surrounding phones. As we're wrapping up on the phone issue.
Okay. I would say, first of all, I want to go back to something that Timothy spoke about. Timothy spoke of the phone being a personal phone. But something clicked in my spirit that I need to point out. There is a certain level that you need your partner to know something about your phone. What I mean is that in our field, under traffic, there are times that we end up finding you end up at an accident where someone has died. And then the only source or the only point of contact that you have to other people is his phone. You may find maybe that phone has a PIN number, has a certain security code. You may not actually access it. So you sometimes need your partner to know certain things about your phone. Let's say your PIN numbers and all that kind of stuff. So that in case of anything, in case I'm so bedridden, my wife doesn't know where my office is, she can pick up my phone, open it, and maybe call my boss and say, no, my husband cannot make it because he's down and stuff like that. So despite that it's a personal phone, there should be some levels that there should be accessibility. That is one. Then the other previous caller spoke of jealousy. There is jealousy which is security, and there is jealousy which is absurd, which is just beyond this world. Yeah. So there is a certain jealousy where it comes out because of love. Somebody loves you so much that they feel that jealous. They don't want to, let me say for lack of terms, I would say they don't want to share you. They don't want anybody else to have a certain possession with you. So there is that jealousy which is security. But then there is also a jealousy which is just too much to a point that it becomes more like addictive. So we should limit, we should work out in ourselves to know that. Then you spoke, the other caller spoke of one flesh. Because we are one flesh and because of our nakedness, let there be a possibility that your friend can trust you. What actually increases the level of searching is the insecurity that comes in because somebody does not have the full trust of you because of either your activities or like the late night callings. Somebody just calls you pagatika usiku, or somebody SMSs you a funny SMS in the middle of the night, or whether it is at work, wherever. But all I'm saying is that let there be that transparency, let there be that oneness, that there can be freedom. Now, there are some people that are so addicted to the phone that manga they can't leave the phone. Yeka. They're just close to their phones. Let them be. And there are some people that can leave with the phone here for 2 days without even remembering where the phones are. That is the way they are. All I'm saying is that create an understanding in your relationship that will reduce suspicion. When there is no suspicion, there is nothing I'm going to search for. You spoke of limitations and stopping. The only way you're going to stop your friend from searching your phone is not by telling them, commanding them. It is by you to prove to them that you have nothing to hide. It's by you to prove to them that my phone is open. As I am open, this is how my phone is. Then the limitation that one person should have in themselves is the fact that you are never around these people 24/7. So the time that you spend with them, let it be the way it is. The time that you are not there, let God oversee on your behalf. That is why I quoted the scripture where the Bible says, by worrying you cannot add one hair to your head, but pray against certain things that your spouse or your partner or your friend may walk in truthfulness.
Okay, and obviously away from the phones, we've actually wrapped up on the phones. Like I said, this is a show really that we thought would actually make time for you. For those of you that have just various problems, we're not really centering on one this morning because we usually have people that would want to have questions on some of the issues that they're facing. It could be anything that you want to ask on, and today is that Saturday that you get a chance to actually call and ask. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, your name and where you're calling us from.
Yes, madam. Thank you for that program.
Okay.
Let's be a platform to encourage people to have trust for each other. And the only way the people would have trust for each other is to allow each other to check on their phones, to be free with each other's phones. Yes, encourage the people, not to discourage the people, not to check each other's phones. Because when you are in the same house, you are living together, and whatever you do, you are doing it together. So there's no reason why someone should hide someone's phones, your phone, for what reason? You should be open. In a marriage, you should be open. There are a lot of things. These phones have brought a lot of problems in homes. So please encourage people to check, to have faith for each other, to have trust for each other, to be free with each other in the house. To leave, you can leave your phone anytime so that anyone, your husband, anytime can check it and be free with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, like I said, Wesley, we've more or less wrapped up on the phone one. So like I said, if you have any other issue that you have, a question that you have for Sergeant this morning, those questions that you normally want to ask but never get the chance because we're dealing with a different topic. Today is that Saturday that you get to call in and ask, and the line is 0211239979. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. You're through to the program.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, and please always remember that when you call, kindly reduce the volume on your television set so we don't get feedback here in studio and we're able to get you loud and clear. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning and through to the program. Your name and where you're calling from. We lost that caller again. But keep trying, keep trying. Like I said, this is a Saturday that is open for any question that you may have. We are not really focusing on one topic and we are more or less wrapped up on the phones. But I know maybe some other people would want to still say one or two things. But really, any other issue that you have a question on, something that is affecting you, those questions that you get to ask, but we never get to tackle them because of time constraints, and maybe we'll be dealing with another topic. So today is that Saturday that you get to ask. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, I'm not sure if it is actually people's lines or our lines, but don't despair. Keep on trying. Keep on trying. It is 0211239979. That is the line that you are dialing. Those questions that you just personally affecting you in your home. We're not centering on one particular topic.